Let's solve a polynomial inequality together. Let's get started. Solve the given polynomial inequality. Report the solution in both interval notation and graphical form. Okay, so here is our polynomial inequality. Let's start by factoring the left side. We have x times x, and we need factors of 32 that add to 12x. Okay, so we have 1 times 32, 2 times 16, and 4 times 8. So let's make our decision. The only choice here is x times x, and 4 times 8, those factors will add up to 12. And looking at the rest of our sign rules, we know that in the binomial factors, the signs will be the same. And we look to this middle term to see how they will look the same. Are they both subtraction symbols or are they both addition symbols? This tells us they both will be addition symbols. So let's go ahead and factor. So we get our binomials ready. Less than or equal to 0. We place the x and the x in first place, and then the 4 and 8 in the second position of the binomial. We place our signs. Both of them are the same, and both of them are pluses. And we solve for x. Zero product property. If you have a product and the answer is 0, then one of the factors or both of the factors must have been 0. So when we set these equal to 0 and solve, we get x equals -4 or x equals -8. So it's not a linear inequality. This is a quadratic inequality. So we can't just solve for a linear expression and then graph it. We're going to have to build a case. So we're going to draw a number line, and we're going to place x equals -4 and x equals -8. We're going to draw these endpoints, these critical values, on the number line. -8 is the smallest number, so we're going to place that here, and then -4. And so we have those two endpoints on the number line, creating 3 intervals on the number line. So we know we're going to look at this because there is an equal to present. Then those endpoints are going to be closed. So I'm going to put some dots on those endpoints. And the other part, less than 0, means that any number smaller than 0 or less than 0, those are negative numbers. So when we test our regions, those interval regions, we are going to be looking for negative regions. So a number to the right of -4, the easiest number, one of my favorites, 0. Something in between these two negative numbers, I'm going to choose -5. I could have chosen -6, 7, -7.5, and I'm going to choose -9. So those are my 3 test points. So let's start with -9. So we have our factors here. And so we're going to replace x with -9. So -9 plus 4 times -9 plus 8. We get -5 times -4. And that negative times a negative is a positive 20. So we get a positive value where we tested -9. Any number on this interval will give us a positive value. So I'm going to record that. Normally, these regions alternate So if this is a positive, I'm expecting the middle region to be negative and this right region to be positive. But let's continue to test. So let's plug in a -5 where x is, and we're going to do this visually. -5 plus 4 is a -1, or simply a negative value. Now in the second factor, -5 plus 8 is the same as 8 take away 5. That's going to be a +3, or a positive value. A negative times a positive is going to give me a negative. So this middle region is negative. And that's what we're looking for. Now let's go ahead and test the last region. We're going to replace 0 everywhere there is an x. So 0 plus 4 is 4. That's giving me a positive in the first factor. 0 plus 8 is 8. Another positive. Positive times positive is positive. I go back and analyze my inequality. I'm looking for regions that are less than 0 or exactly equal to 0. I've taken care of the exactly equal to 0 by closing off my endpoints, and now my negative region would be between my two endpoints. So I'm going to go ahead and shade those values. Any value in between -8 and 4 will give me a negative value, just as that -5 did. So now this is how it looks in graphical form. So we have our -8 and our -4, and instead of using the closed dots, some professors will require the brackets. So it may look like this, and that makes an easy transition to interval notation. Starting with -8 and including -8, that's what the brackets indicate, and continuing on to -4 and including -4. So now let's go ahead and answer on our answer line. So the solution in interval notation, open bracket, -8, continue to -4, close bracket. And now on graphical form on the number line, here's my -8. You can use a dot there if you like. Here's my -4 and all the values in between.